Yo, it's Joe, and welcome to another video. What is one of the most surprising anime moments that you can think of? You see, for me, one of the most surprising ones that I can think of, and one that was suggested and brought up to me, was when Team Taka decided that they were going to try to take on Killer Bee. Because after all, he was just one Jinchuriki. How hard could it be? A huge thank you to the Rishi Senpai for recommending this to me. And if any of you guys want to see me tackle an anime moment that comes to your mind, please let me know in the comment section and I will get to it. So let's set the scene. Toby comes up to Team Taka and he's like, hey, listen, guys, I want a Jinchuriki. You want some extra power. How about we work together? You join the Akatsuki. You get me, Killer Bee. Don't kill him. Capture him. Bring him to me. And you know what? I'll give you guys a Jinchuriki. Just cause you helped me out. What do you say? And Sasuke, wanting to have all this extra power in order to take out the Leaf Village at this point, is like, you know what? Let's do it. Because after all, it's just one Jinchuriki. How hard can this be? So they end up basically cornering Killer Bee right after he's done training in his mountain area. And they basically let him know, like, yeah, bro, it's on. We're gonna get you. And this is when you realized, okay, this might not go too well for our team. Suigetsu goes in for an attack. Jugo tells Suigetsu to get back. And the blade that Suigetsu uses to attack Killer Bee has a head-sized hole in the middle of the blade. And Killer Bee decides, I'm going to put my head through that. And I'm going to hula hoop it. I'm going to look like Will Smith in the intro of Fresh Prince with the Butcher's Sword. A legendary swordsman's sword. And I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to go the way I think it's going to go. Sasuke then tries to go in for an attack of his own. He ends up landing a hit with a kick, and you see like this effect where lightning goes through Killer Bee. It's like he kind of like struck a nerve, and you think, oh, okay, Sasuke landed a little something, and the way he kicked him was kind of saucy. But no, Killer Bee whips out his rhyme book, starts writing down a rhyme. Super hot fire. The rhyme is about a kick. Sasuke's kick inspired him. Now, I don't know if that means that the kick was so good that it inspired him, or it was just a kick and he thought of a bar, wrote it down. But for a man to whip out a notepad in the middle of a serious fight and start writing down a freestyle, yeah, it's over. And then Killer Bee proceeds to do his iconic stance where he takes all of his swords out. He puts them in every which way he knows how. He even holds like one of the swords by the hilts with his teeth. And brother's ready to go. He goes at Sasuke. And Sasuke, okay, looks like they got a good one-on-one going on. But when you really look at it, the show takes the time to cut in certain areas to Sasuke getting cut and sliced. It's not really much of a one-on-one as it is Sasuke is trying to just stay in there. Sasuke comes up with a great idea to use his sword as a way to conduct some of his lightning and use his chakra element to basically cut through Killer Bee's offense, because at the end of the day, if you infuse that blade with some lightning chakra, you're going to be able to cut through it, kind of like a lightsaber. But surprise, 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 surprise. Killer Bee can do that too, and he just nullifies it. Killer Bee proceeds to smile in slow motion, say float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and stabs Sasuke up with several of his swords. Sasuke goes flying, he's coughing up blood, he's flying in slow motion, is looking bad, and then he falls back to the ground, looking like Yamcha in the fetal position, and Killer Bee comes in for a strike, but he's saved by his teammates. Suigetsu is able to block the strike with his Butcher's Blade, but the thing is that Killer Bee's use of his chakra elemental nature, infusing his sword with his lightning, is able to cut even through the legendary sword. And unfortunately, Suigetsu, being a water elemental user, basically his whole body consisting of water, is not the best candidate for a one-on-one situation, especially the guy who's on the defense. Sasuke is able to come to for like a second, infuses himself with lightning energy or lightning chakra, and touches the blade in order to cancel it out. And then Jugo comes in. We want to talk about float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Jugo comes in with the meanest haymaker, and he Bow! Hits Killer Bee. Yeah. Pretty big hit. With that little bit of space gained between Sasuke and B, Cotton runs up to Sasuke, uses her ability to heal her allies with her chakra, and heals up Sasuke, basically making him at fighting level to where Sasuke could try again. But Killer Bee ain't no dummy. Killer Bee notices this, takes note of it, and then Team Taka proceeds to try to jump Killer Bee. And again, it doesn't go how they think it's gonna go. Killer Bee is flipping around, dodging, parrying attacks, flipping, right? Suigetsu gets hit by him. He lands a hit on Suigetsu, but in Suigetsu's defense, this was a good idea. It was all part of Suigetsu's plan, and while Killer Bee's fist is in Suigetsu, I guess, is able to use his body to basically put the water that he's made out of around his arm so that Killer Bee can't remove it. Suigetsu's like, this shit is gonna hurt. Sasuke, hit us with a Chidori, man. Just do it. Just hit us with a Chidori. Sasuke does that. And yeah, it fries the shit out of Suigetsu. Suigetsu's basically fainted at this point. He passes out. This actually hurts Killer Bee. This is actually a good plan. While Killer Bee is hurt and he's like kind of incapacitated, Jugo comes in, the powerhouse he is, and he tries to hit him from above with an aerial strike. Boom. The dust clears. And where Killer Bee should have been laying, knocked out, it's just Jugo in a crater by himself. Everybody's like, where the hell did this guy go? This was just literally a split second. He was incapacitated. He had no chance to dodge. Like, how? But Killer Bee is just him, and he does dodge. He doesn't just dodge. Bro is on a completely different mountainside, talking about I am done playing with these fools. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get me a little drink. And that would have been the end of it, but Karin also has an ability to where she can sense chakra. She's able to pinpoint Killer Bee and say, guys, he's on that mountain over there. Let's get him. Jugo takes Sasuke in his hand, and he basically launches Sasuke at the mountain where Killer Bee is, like right at his location, launches him there. And in my opinion, I think they should have just called it a day. Because if we just run it back for a little bit, if we just think about everything that happened, they all got disrespected. I wouldn't say effortlessly, but they got disrespected. They tried to jump somebody and they lost. All of them. Why would you try again? So as Sasuke is midair, going straight towards Killer Bee, Killer Bee's like, I'm gonna have to do it to him. I'm gonna have to use the Eight Tails chakra a little bit. I'm gonna get a little more serious with him. Once he gets his Jinchuriki cloak on, he gets that chakra, he does a dash in Sasuke's direction, jumps off the mountain, and goes to hit Sasuke with the meanest Waiayata. And in Sasuke's defense, he does a pretty damn cool mid-air dodge. Let's give Sasuke his props where his props are due. He's not a bad ninja. He's actually pretty strong. He's pretty skilled. He's just outclassed here. Because even though he does this mid-air move and tries to get the upper hand, Killer Bee is like, okay, I'm still gonna aim this Waiayata straight at your team, brother. They ain't gonna be able to dodge this. Jugo, in like a split second, goes to his teammates, like grabs them with his arms, and jets out of there as quick as he can. And if he wouldn't have done that, they would have died, because the whole area, that whole platform, the ground they were standing on, exploded as soon as Killer Bee hit the ground. And again, giving Sasuke his credit, not missing a beat, he's like, okay, he's going after the others. He uses a mountainside to propel himself off of it, lands where Killer Bee just landed on, was just decimated, and he says, okay, Kaden, I know we can't really see him, but try to keep track of his location. Let me know what direction he's coming from. We still got this. We can still win. We just gotta we gotta lock in. And Killer Bee, because he's him, comes out of the dust, goes right at Sasuke and says, that's if you can actually keep up with me, you could try. And as Killer Bee is flying at Sasuke with a Waiayata, Sasuke activates the Mangekyo and puts Killer Bee in a Genjutsu this close to him. Killer Bee just goes limp midair, goes right past Sasuke and is on the ground. And you know what? Again, this would have been a pretty good move by Sasuke. Quick thinking, you tried. But people can break out of genjutsus when they're awakened by third parties. And Killer Bee's got the whole ass Eight Tails that's able to do that for him. Sasuke's Sharingan gets deactivated, and in like that split second, he gets hit with the craziest clothesline ever. This clothesline is so devastating that it takes out Sasuke's whole like neck, chest area, like the organs, everything's gone. His fall is broken by his teammates who catch him as he's flying through the air. Jugo comes up with a good idea and he's like, you know what? I have the curse mark. Sasuke has the curse mark. I'm pretty sure it was compatible. Let me try to give him some of like my chakra, some of my essence. I'll like merge that with him. Maybe that'll be able to save his life and he'll be able to regenerate. As he's doing this, Killer B is just having a good old time and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it to y'all even more. I'm gonna just turn into the Eight Tails right now, and proceeds to turn into his bull octopus Eight Tails form. And Jugo's plan actually works, but the crazy thing is that he basically turns into like a kid. I guess the life energy just kind of like eats away at, I guess, his life essence and makes him either younger or weaker, more feeble, if that's how you want to look at it. But it works, and Sasuke is breathing. The huge torso-sized hole in his chest and his torso has healed, and it's looking like Sasuke is going to be able to make it out, but he's in no condition to fight. Suigetsu sees this, and Suigetsu's like, okay, it's all or nothing. He's in the middle of the water right now. I can use this to my advantage because I'm a water user. I can control water great. And he becomes like this amorphous water blob monster thing and tries to 1v1 the Eight Tails. And I gotta say, pretty commendable. I gotta clap it up for him. And he doesn't even do all this in the hopes of winning the fight. He's like, yo, y'all gotta run. I'm gonna do this, but y'all gotta skedaddle because I don't see us winning this. I'm just trying to sacrifice myself if need be to save y'all. But Killer B sees that they're trying to run and he's like, oh, you trying to run after y'all try to jump me? Negative. And he proceeds to make a Biju bomb and blast that joint through Suigetsu, who gets cooked and launches him right at them. But even though Suigetsu gets cooked, he just musters up his strength and takes a big brunt of that blast. And Team Taka survives the blast, but it's not without a cause. Suigetsu is, like I said, cooked, and the team is in no condition to fight. Everyone is exhausted, battered. Killer B just took these guys for a ride, and he's good. He's okay. He's just playing with them still. They can't fight back, but they really can't retreat. So it's a final stand that the team has to make, and Sasuke realizes that. And thinking about how Jugo used his energy to save him from death, Karin allowed him to take some of the chakra for health, and Suigetsu sacrificed himself to take the brunt of that damage, kind of reminded him of Naruto and Sakura. As much as he tries to act like he doesn't care about them and he could kill them and blah, 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 he feels some type of way, and he musters up the courage for one final attack, one Hail Mary to actually be able to retreat safely or capture Killer B. Sasuke closes his eyes, and when he opens them, he's got the Mangekyo activated with blood coming out of the eye, and you already know what time it is. It's time for the Amaterasu. Sasuke uses Amaterasu on Killer B, and it is super effective. Killer B loses all composure, even in his Jinchuriki form, and it actually works out. Now, with him flailing and writhing in pain, one of his tentacles goes to slam down on the group. Karin grabs the group, tries to move him out the way, and she does it successfully, but then another tentacle comes down, and it's about to crush her ass, but Sasuke uses his Chidori blade to boom, cut the tentacle right where it would have landed on Karin, and he saves her life. Unfortunately, Sasuke, in the words of a certain Madara, that's pretty cool, but what are you gonna do about this other one? Another tentacle that's got Amaterasu flames burning it lands on Karin, and Karin actually gets the flames on herself as well. She's getting cooked too. Everybody's getting cooked. And if you need a reminder about how devastating that is, they don't go out. Those flames stay active forever. They can't be extinguished. Sasuke has to lock in one more time. Dig deep, even though he is beyond exhausted. Activate Amaterasu one more time to extinguish the flame on Karin, because he's the only one who can do so. And he's actually able to focus it in on Karin, and it actually works. He gets the craziest kickback from it though, gets a crazy migraine. Dude's about to drop, but he maintains composure. And at the end of the fight, when the dust settles, Killer B is knocked out. And the fight ends with Jugo carrying a wounded Karin and Sasuke carrying a captured Killer B. Now this whole scenario, this whole fight was so surprising in several ways, several different times. Initially, we're surprised because we know how strong Sasuke is, we know how strong Jugo is, Kaden is a really good support, and we know that Suigetsu can do things too. There are no pushovers, and there are several people, they're a group going against one person who's a Jinchuriki. And we've seen throughout the show that while Jinchuriki are super strong, they can be taken out by a group sometimes effortlessly. Just look at Hidan and Kakuzu. But when Suigetsu goes in for that sword strike and bro starts hula hooping the sword, and when Sasuke goes in for that leg kick and Killer Bee's like, hold on, let me, that's a bar. It's crazy. I didn't think that somebody could be like a Jinchuriki would be that strong in that show. Then he does his fight. He's nasty, putting in work and playing with all of them like they're nothing. It's surprising in that way because again, how you gonna jump somebody and get embarrassed like that throughout the whole fight? And then to see a Jinchuriki go hand in hand with their monster, with their tailed beast, and work in tandem and be like allies and be like friends was crazy. We ain't really ever seen that before. Like, yeah, they'd reluctantly help, but no, they was like boys. The Eight Tails was kicking a rhyme, Killer Bee was kicking a rhyme, like they was really just vibing out during this fight. And I was finally surprised by the fact that they not only made it out alive, meaning Team Taka, but they captured Killer Bee and won the fight. It was a great fight, it was a surprising fight, and it was a fight that really set a precedent. Like, listen, man, yes, we got some powerful ninjas out there, we got some powerful groups out there, but there are still a lot of things that we don't know about certain characters, and certain people may be way more powerful than we've ever imagined. And Killer Bee, even though he lost, that boy won. If it wasn't for the amount of fail safes and just them jumping him the way they did, it was over. Sasuke would have been cooked instantly. Jugo cooked instantly. Suigetsu and Karin cooked instantly. It was a great fight. It was a phenomenal fight, and it was one of the most surprising fights that I've ever seen in anime. But what do you guys think about this fight? Do you agree? Do you disagree? And again, if you made it this far, let me know what you guys thought, and let me know what you guys would like to see in another installment of the most surprising anime moments. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like, support your boy, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.